All right, so today we're diving deep into AI, but with like a Swedish twist. We've got these excerpts from a report, AI Commissionens Färdplan for Sverige. And it's basically their roadmap, like Sweden's roadmap, for AI's future.
Yeah, it's really interesting. This isn't just like some typical tech industry, rah-rah kind of document. This report, it was originally written in Swedish, and it's more like, it reads like a State of the Nation report, but for AI.
Okay.
It's where Sweden is now and where they want to be.
So, like, their plan to become a major player in the whole global AI scene. What's the strategy?
Well, I mean, their vision's pretty ambitious. Sweden wants to be a leader, like in both developing and applying AI tech, and they see huge potential for AI, to boost their economy, strengthen their welfare system, even tackle some of these global challenges. But they also admit that they're lagging behind in some key areas.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, in fact, their report even uses the analogy of a wake-up call.
Oh, wow.
Like they need to really step it up if they want to stay, ahead of the curve.
So where are they falling short? Where are they behind?
One of the maybe most surprising points the report emphasizes is this whole issue of electricity.
Electricity?
Yeah.
How does that tie into AI?
Well, it really comes down to computing power.
Oh, okay.
Training and using these complex AI models, it demands a ton of energy. Think of it like data centers, with all these powerful systems running 24/7. That's a lot of energy. And, well, this is where Sweden has a kind of a challenge and a unique advantage all at the same time.
Okay.
See, their electricity grid is mainly powered by renewable sources.
Right.
So this makes them super attractive for companies that want to build these power-hungry data centers.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So they've got the green energy, but then the report also kind of brings up concerns about whether they'll actually have enough to meet all this growing demand. I mean, it's a good problem to have, right?
Right, and it goes beyond just having enough electricity.
Oh.
The report also digs into how to make sure that these data centers actually contribute to the public good. And they don't just become these energy hogs.
Yeah.
They actually propose some cool ideas, like using that excess heat from the data centers for urban heating.
Oh, that's smart. So
Yeah.
we've got, like, the power to run these AI systems.
Yeah.
But what about moving all that data around?
Exactly. It's not just about, like, raw power. It's about speed, too.
Mhm.
We're talking low latency, that really fast data transfer speed.
Right.
That's crucial for any of those real-time AI applications. Think of like self-driving cars,
Yeah.
remote surgery, even like high-frequency trading.
Oh, yeah. Every millisecond counts.
Exactly.
So how does Sweden measure up when it comes to their telecom infrastructure?
They actually have a pretty robust fiber optic network, especially in the cities, in urban areas.
Right.
But when we talk about their mobile network, especially like 5G deployment, they're a little behind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're behind countries like the U.S. and a lot of those in Asia.
That's interesting because the report doesn't just say, like, oh, you need to catch up with 5G. Like, they go into detail about, like, frequency bands and how that affects data transfer speeds. They seem to, like, really get the tech side of things.
Absolutely. They totally understand that they need to, like, really seriously upgrade their mobile network, not just to, keep up with everyone else, but to actually support all the functionality that future AI applications will need.
Okay. So we've got the power to, like, run these AI systems in the network to move data quickly. But where do you actually run these huge, massive AI models?
That's another big decision that the report highlights. It's this choice between building and maintaining your own supercomputers or relying on cloud computing services from, another company.
So it's kind of like, do you want to own your house or rent an apartment? Both have pros and cons.
Exactly. Cloud computing, offers that flexibility.
Yeah.
And you can scale up as you need, which is great for companies that are, growing fast. But the report also points out there are those worries about security and data sovereignty when you're relying on someone else's cloud.
Right, especially if those clouds are, like, owned by foreign companies.
Right. And then on the other hand, buying your own hardware, well, that gives you control, but it's pricey and it could become outdated really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough call. What's Sweden's approach?
They're going for kind of a hybrid model. They'll continue to invest in national supercomputing, particularly for research and those strategic uses.
Okay.
And they'll also strategically use cloud services, especially those within the EU.
That makes sense. A balance of, like, control and flexibility.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, are there any, like, specific initiatives that they're doing to boost their national computing power?
Actually, yeah, they're really into this AI factory concept. It's this EU program that aims to give smaller businesses access to like affordable computing power and AI expertise.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like a shared resource to help level the playing field.
Mm-hmm.
And Sweden, they're in the running to actually host one of these AI factories.
Oh, wow. That could be a big deal. That could make them a hub for AI, bringing in like talent and just fostering growth. But even with all this computing power, don't you still need something else to really make AI work?
You're absolutely right. Even with the best hardware and infrastructure, AI is only as good as the data it learns from.
Right.
I mean, data is the fuel for this whole AI engine.
And the report really hammers that home. It uses the analogy of a radiologist.
Mm-hmm.
They need clear images and accurate labels to diagnose cancer.
Yeah.
And just like that, an AI model needs that high quality, well-structured data to make, good decisions.
Exactly. And this is where Sweden has a pretty unique strength. Their healthcare system.
Okay.
Because of their national ID system and how digitized their society is, they have this treasure trove of healthcare data. It could be like a gold mine for developing AI.
So it sounds like they have a great foundation for building AI-driven healthcare solutions.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine there are challenges too, right? Especially with data privacy and patient consent.
You've hit the nail on the head. The report acknowledges those legal and ethical hurdles,
Mm-hmm.
when you're dealing with such sensitive info.
Yeah.
They really emphasize the need to balance those potential benefits of AI in healthcare with the need to protect individual rights.
So it's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they're not shying away from this challenge. They actually have a pretty bold idea for using this healthcare data in a groundbreaking way.
They do. They envision this national AI-powered health model. They call it Svensk hälsomodell. It's ambitious, definitely. This Svensk hälsomodell, they picture it as like a massive language model.
Okay.
Trained on this huge amount of data from electronic health records, biobanks, all kinds of research studies.
Mm-hmm.
They even compare it to, it's like Sweden's version of the Apollo program, but for health.
So it's like building this giant AI brain, right, for healthcare.
Yeah.
And it can process all this complex medical information.
Yeah, it's the idea.
What are some of the potential uses?
Well, I mean, the possibilities are pretty amazing. It could, help healthcare pros diagnose diseases more accurately, maybe catch those risk factors early, predicting how a disease might progress, and potentially even speed up drug development.
Oh, wow.
Imagine having this super knowledgeable AI assistant, right?
Yeah.
Working with doctors and researchers, helping them make better decisions and improve, patient outcomes.
It's a really cool concept. But I'm guessing a project this big comes with its own set of challenges.
Oh, for sure. The report, doesn't try to downplay how complex this would be.
Yeah.
It would need a lot of investment, like a dedicated foundation to manage it all, and a special committee just to handle all the ethical and legal stuff.
Right.
I mean, they're getting inspiration from existing large language models for healthcare, things like NotebookLM too.
Yeah.
But this would be on a whole other level.
Okay. Well, the report, it seems like it goes deep into all the practical stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering about the bigger picture, like the societal impact of AI. Does it address that at all?
You're right on the money. This report isn't just about the tech itself. It's about making sure that AI is developed and used to benefit everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It really goes beyond just the technical parts and digs into the ethical dimensions.
So they're not just focused on building cool AI systems, but they're actually thinking about the ethics.
Yeah. How to make sure AI is developed responsibly.
That's good.
Exactly. They want to be seen as a leader in ethical AI, and they stress trustworthy AI all throughout the report. But they also know that building that trust, it's an ongoing thing, not a, one and done.
Yeah, yeah. It's one thing to say you want to develop AI ethically, but how do you actually do it?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
And to their credit, Sweden's not saying they have all the answers,
Like,
but they are taking some concrete steps.
like what?
For example, the report suggests setting up a dedicated institute.
An institute.
Yeah, for AI security.
An institute for AI security.
Mm-hmm.
What what would that even look like?
Think of it like a center, right, for research, education, collaboration,
Okay.
but all focused on AI security.
Mhm.
They see it as this hub for developing ethical guidelines, for AI development, and use
Yeah.
a resource for like policymakers, businesses, research.
So it's about making sure AI systems are safe from hackers, right? And people who want to use them for bad things, like
Yeah.
spreading disinformation or making those deep fakes.
Exactly. They even propose like giving this institute a high-tech lab so they can test AI systems, find those vulnerabilities before they, become real-world problems. It's
Yeah.
a very proactive approach.
It sounds like they're really trying to stay ahead of the potential problems
Mm-hmm.
and address them before things, get out of hand.
Yeah.
But what about like the even bigger picture? I mean, there's been a lot of talk lately about like those existential risks of AI. Does the report even touch on that?
You mean like the possibility of artificial general intelligence? Like
Yeah.
AI becoming smarter than humans and maybe even posing a threat?
Yeah.
It might sound like sci-fi, but the report actually, doesn't shy away from it.
Oh, wow. So they're not just dismissing it as like some crazy idea.
Not at all. They acknowledge that, the possibility of creating this super intelligent AI, even if it seems far off,
Mm-hmm.
it's something we need to think about seriously.
Yeah.
The report calls for more research, more international collaboration
Sure.
to understand these risks better and develop, safeguards so AI stays under human control.
It's good to see that they're taking like a long-term view and
Mhm.
thinking about the potential implications of AI.
Yeah.
Not just the immediate benefits, but it's not just Sweden on its own, right? Like AI it's a global issue.
Absolutely. The report stresses how important international cooperation is, for tackling the challenges and the opportunities that AI brings. They specifically point to Sweden's role within the EU, pushing for like a strong European approach to AI,
Okay.
one that balances innovation with ethical considerations.
Yeah, they want to see the EU like taking a lead in setting global AI rules and standards,
Yeah.
making sure AI development like aligns with European values.
Exactly. And they also call for like more investment in European AI research and development so the EU stays competitive in this global AI race. It's a smart strategy, using their strengths while also working together to, address these shared challenges and opportunities.
Okay, so Sweden has a vision, right? They've seen the challenges and opportunities.
Yeah.
They're pushing for this collaborative European approach.
Yeah.
But what about like the nuts and bolts? How do they actually plan to make all this happen?
Well, the report gets pretty specific. I mean, they outline concrete actions across like a bunch of areas, from education and research to, infrastructure and data governance.
Okay, let's dive into some of those specifics. Where do they see like the biggest opportunities for action?
One area where the report really gets into detail is education.
Okay.
They know they need a workforce that's ready for this AI-powered world.
That makes sense. I mean,
Right.
we hear all the time about the AI skills gap and how we need to like prepare people for the jobs of the future.
Exactly. And they're not just talking about, training those super specialized AI experts.
Yeah.
They emphasize the importance of AI literacy across all industries, all professions. I mean, everyone from, software devs to nurses to like factory workers.
Yeah.
They need some understanding of how AI works,
Right.
and how it can be used in their fields.
So it's about like spreading that AI knowledge.
Yeah.
Making sure everyone has a chance to benefit from this tech revolution.
Exactly.
What's some of their specific ideas for how to do that?
They propose this multi-pronged approach.
There.
First, they want AI integrated into the curriculum at every level,
Oh, wow.
starting in primary school.
Wow. So introducing kids to like the basics of AI really early on.
Yeah, get them curious, build that foundation. And then at the university level, they recommend setting up these national research schools dedicated to AI. The goal is to like train hundreds of new AI PhDs over the next decade.
That's a huge commitment.
It is.
What about people already working though? I mean, not everyone can go back to school for a PhD.
Right. And that's why they also suggest all these initiatives to provide, continuing education, training opportunities
Oh.
for those already in the workforce. Think like online courses, workshops, even boot camps to help people quickly pick up those in-demand AI skills.
It's like upskilling, but like hyperdrive.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there any like incentives for employers to, to actually invest in AI training for their workers?
The report suggests looking into things like tax breaks or subsidies
Oh, okay.
to encourage businesses to invest in their employees' AI skills.
Mm-hmm.
They even recommend expanding existing programs, to give targeted training and support for people who are like looking for jobs in those AI-related roles.
It sounds like they're really trying to create this comprehensive system for AI education and training, making sure everyone has a chance to participate and benefit.
Exactly. They see AI education not just as like a tech thing, but as a key driver of social mobility and economic growth.
It's a forward-thinking way to approach it.
Mm-hmm.
Realizing that investing in people is just as important as investing in the tech.
For sure.
But even with a skilled workforce, you still need like the right infrastructure, and support systems to really make AI innovation happen.
You're absolutely right. And this is where one of the report's most, I think, intriguing proposals comes in.
Okay.
It's this creation of a new type of public-private partnership.
Oh, wow.
They call it the AI workshop.
The AI workshop. Okay, I'm picturing people like tinkering with robots in a garage.
Yeah, it's a little more sophisticated than that. Think of it more like a central hub, right?
Okay.
For AI innovation and collaboration within the public sector.
Yeah.
The idea is to bring together, government agencies, municipalities, research institutions, even private companies to work together on AI projects that, benefit society.
So it's about breaking down those silos, right?
Yeah.
And getting everyone to work together.
Exactly. It would be a platform for sharing expertise, developing best practices, and really speeding up the adoption of AI across different parts of government.
Correct.
They even propose like setting up a dedicated AI task force within this AI workshop to find and prioritize those high impact AI projects, the ones that can really address, societal challenges.
So it's not just about like playing around with AI just because it's about focusing on projects that can actually make a real difference in people's lives.
That's the key. Yeah. And to make sure that no one's left behind, they propose this AI onboarding program to help smaller municipalities and government agencies kind of get up to speed on AI. Yeah. Right. Give them the resources and support they need to start experimenting with it and figure out how it can, make their services better.
That's a great idea because those smaller organizations, they often don't have the resources and the expertise to like implement AI on their own.
Exactly.
But wouldn't it be more efficient to have some sort of like shared AI infrastructure that all these government agencies could use rather than each agency building its own systems from scratch?
The report addresses that too. They suggest looking into creating this shared AI infrastructure that government agencies could access, so they can leverage those existing resources and avoid, duplicating effort.
That makes a lot of sense. Economies of scale and all that.
Yeah.
But wouldn't data privacy and security be a major concern, especially when you're dealing with sensitive government data?
Absolutely. I mean, data security and privacy, those are paramount.
Right.
That's why this AI workshop would have a strong focus on data sharing and interoperability, but always with, the utmost respect for privacy and security.
So it's about finding that balance between pushing innovation, but also, protecting individual rights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They even suggest exploring the feasibility of a centralized data platform for the public sector, which could open up all sorts of possibilities for, AI-driven insights and solutions, but making sure that all the data sharing is done, according to the law with full transparency and accountability.
That's a bold idea.
It is.
But I mean, it makes sense if they can, find a way to do it securely and responsibly.
Yeah, they know that this would, need a lot of careful thought and a strong legal framework. Yeah. But if they can pull it off, it could be a big step forward in realizing the full potential of AI in government.
It's clear that Sweden's like really strategic about AI. They're not just all about the tech itself, but they're thinking about the whole picture.
Yeah.
The ethical side, the economic side, the societal impact.
Right.
And they're actually taking steps to make their vision a reality.
For sure.
But how does all this like translate into actual economic benefits? Like, how do they see AI impacting their economy down the line?
Well, the report, it pinpoints AI as like a major driver of future economic growth and job creation. They see it as a way to boost productivity, create, brand new industries and make Sweden more competitive globally.
Yeah, but they also, like, they're not naive, right? They know this tech shift's going to disrupt things, shake up existing industries, job markets. There's going to be winners and losers in this whole transition.
Right. The report's, it's pretty honest about the potential downsides of AI. They know that some jobs will, become automated and some industries are going to face some tough challenges.
Right.
But their overall feeling is that by embracing AI and being proactive about adapting to these changes, Sweden can actually come out ahead in the end.
So it's about managing that transition well, making sure people have, the skills, the support they need to do well in this AI-powered economy. We've talked about education, but what about specific industries? Where do they see the biggest potential for AI to make a difference?
They're not just focused on tech.
Okay.
The report highlights how AI could transform like a whole bunch of industries, from manufacturing and healthcare to agriculture and transportation. They see opportunities for AI to optimize processes, make things more efficient, create new products and services, and even, tackle some of Sweden's like most pressing social challenges.
It's cool that they're not just thinking about economic growth in like a narrow way. They're looking at how AI can improve social welfare, create a more sustainable future.
Exactly. They see AI as a tool for good, not just for, making businesses more money.
To make all this happen, they'll need a really strong, innovative AI ecosystem, right? How do they plan to build that?
One key recommendation is to encourage collaboration between, academia, industry, and the public sector. They want to see more research projects happening across sectors, more startups coming out of universities, more government funding to back AI innovation. They even talk about setting up these innovation clusters where businesses, researchers, and investors can, come together, develop, and commercialize new AI tech.
So they're trying to create like a fertile ground for AI to really take root and grow.
Yeah.
But what about attracting investment from outside of Sweden?
They definitely see the importance of foreign investment to drive AI innovation. They're actively trying to attract, international companies and investors to set up shop in Sweden, bring in that capital, expertise, fresh ideas. They see Sweden's strength, a highly skilled workforce, stable political system, that commitment to sustainability, all of that as major selling points to bring in that foreign investment in AI.
It makes sense to use those strengths, right, to position Sweden as like a global hub for AI development.
Right.
But they're not forgetting about their own homegrown talent, are they?
Definitely not. They're also really focused on supporting those small and medium-sized enterprises, the SMEs.
Okay.
They realize those SMEs often have, unique challenges when it comes to adopting AI. So they propose a bunch of measures to help them out, like giving them access to affordable computing power, creating training programs specifically for their needs. Even setting up these regulatory sandboxes where they can like experiment with new AI solutions without, worrying about breaking any rules.
So they're trying to make it a fair playing field.
Yeah.
An inclusive AI ecosystem where businesses of all sizes can benefit, not just the big guys.
Exactly. They want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to be a part of this AI revolution.
And at the core of all this is data, right? It's what drives AI, the raw material for the algorithms.
Yeah.
But we've also talked about like the challenges of accessing and using data responsibly,
right?
Especially when it's, sensitive information.
You're absolutely right. The report acknowledges that Sweden's, abundance of data, while it's a huge asset, it also comes with responsibilities.
Yeah.
They're very aware that they need to balance the potential of data-driven innovation with the need to protect individual privacy and make sure data is used ethically.
So they're not saying like just let everyone have access to all the data. They're being more careful.
Exactly. They suggest updating Sweden's data protection laws
Okay.
to better reflect, the realities of AI.
Mm-hmm.
They're also calling for more transparency, more accountability in how data is used by both the public and the private sector.
Right.
They want to build trust in their data ecosystem so that people feel confident, that their data is being handled the right way.
That makes sense, because trust is key. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
If you want people to embrace this whole data-driven innovation thing, you can't have one without the other.
I totally agree. They see that finding that sweet spot between innovation and trust, it's crucial if Sweden wants to be a leader in this data-driven economy.
So to wrap things up, it seems like Sweden has a pretty clear vision for the future of AI. They're not just jumping on the tech bandwagon. They're really thinking about the ethics, the economics, the impact on society. And they're actually taking steps to make that vision happen.
I couldn't agree more. They're really trying to build a future where AI benefits everyone, not just, a select few. It's ambitious.
Yeah.
But they seem pretty determined to get there.
Well, there you have it. Our deep dive into Sweden's AI roadmap, the AI Commissionens third plan for Swedish. It's a fascinating look at how one nation is dealing with this complex AI revolution and trying to chart a path toward a future where AI is a force for good.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how things play out for them and what lessons we can all learn from their experience.
As always, everyone, stay curious, stay informed, and stay ahead of the curve.